Alright guys, so welcome to Movie Review. This is a new series that I'm starting where I review movies that I just watched on Netflix. Alright guys, so welcome to Movie Review. This is a new series that I'm starting where I review movies that I just watched on Netflix. Because I am particularly bored. So, there's this movie called the Chernobyl Diaries. And it's fairly well made considering audio quality. Sadly, that's the only good thing about this movie. Gave me both Cloverfield camera vibes, and the story was as bad as the knockoff movie of Wreck, Quarantine. Like seriously, this movie has 5 out of 10 IMDb. I don't know how to say that. And the end is just awful. It's horrible. It's not even that good of a twist. It's also overused. Besides that, let's lay out the characters. There's Yuri, Michael, Zoe, Natalie, Amanda, Chris, and Paul. The main group consists of Natalie, Amanda, Chris, and Paul, which are the American tourists. After traveling Europe, they spiced things up and wanted to go to Pripyat, the place next to Chernobyl, where, you know, the reactor number 4 started. And if you don't know what Chernobyl is, it's this place in Russia where it's, like, blown up because there is a reactor next in Chernobyl where it's like reactor number 4, and it just blasted, so the town next to Pripyat suffered and people had to evacuate from that. So let's go on. The next place to Chernobyl, and they meet up with Yuri and the New Zealand couple Zoe and Michael. And I will say this now, Michael is the coolest one. Props to my boy Nathan Phillips for playing him so well. Like, he's the only one that actually has some sense and survival skills. Too bad he died though. Oops, spoiler. But he's the only good actor. They all acted pretty well, but he acted the best, in my opinion. So I'm out of breath already. So they meet up and they go ahead to the military checkpoint, but when denied access, Paul goes full U.S. American Karen and demands to find another way to get inside because he paid good money to go to Pripyat. Freaking Americans, man. I might be an American, but, like, I'm not even going to talk because I know I'm going to get angry comments in, like, the future or something like that. So, after he demands to find another way to get inside Pripyat, they find another way to get inside Pripyat, because Yuri finds a path that's blocked by metal spikes, but, I mean, obviously he moves it. And they got in the car, the group drives in, yada yada yada. They explore for a few minutes. Oh god, I'm out of breath. I'm sorry guys, but I'm reading this like late at night. It's like 12:04 where I'm at AM. Anyways, eventually Yuri finds a path that's blocked by metal spikes, but he got it moved. They explore for a few minutes, and then they get attacked by a black/brown bear. I don't know, I didn't really know which one it was. So they get scared, but luckily no one was injured, and they go back to the truck to leave Pripyat, only to discover that the leads in the truck have been destroyed, like absolutely chomped. So what happens is they stay in the car overnight, but Yuri decides to die by man's best friend and gets mauled by a radioactive German Shepherd, is what I think the breed is. I don't really get a good look. Oh god, this movie is already terrible. Like, you don't know the worst part of it. But anyways, Yuri's the first one to wave goodbye to his comrades, but Michael, sad. Michael gets his leg chewed, and they book it to the van. That's not right. Hold up, that's not correct. I meant to put, dang it, I messed up the script. Are you kidding me? Michael wasn't the one who got his leg chewed up, it was actually Chris who gets his leg chewed up. I'm sorry guys, I messed up in the script. But anyways, so what happens is, Chris gets his leg mauled, and they book it to the van with Chris in hand. They patch up Chris, and everyone but Natalie and Chris go for Yuri's body, because he has the gun. Upon finding Yuri and getting the gun, the group runs off from a rattle and manage to get away from a mysterious thing that caused them to nearly piss themselves. A few moments pass until they get attacked by dogs, and the group ends up in a car park with a school bus full of bullets and shots. And a perfect view of Reactor 4. Side note, the one that went off, by the way, in Chernobyl. After all that happens, they try and find the spare leads, but upon finding no leads, unsurprisingly, they go back to the van. Side note, this script isn't really that long, and we're already almost at the end of the movie, mostly because of the exposition for the beginning, but back to the story. When they get back to the van, they discover that it's totally wrecked, plus Chris and Natalie have disappeared. Like, they have gone. So, the group sets out to find the missing two. When they get deeper into Chernobyl, strange things happen, and they start to theorize about how there could be people that got affected within the radiation. Then, fast forward with a couple times, they find Natalie, only to discover that they had been kidnapped by the people of Chernobyl. Yeah, they were right about that. So, they get Natalie, they go and move. A few moments later, Michael gets snatched up by the people, which sadly, I'm very sad to see Michael go. He was my favorite character in the Chernobyl Diaries. He was the only one that made this movie spark. He was the only one that kept me in the loop. Like, he kept me watching that to see if he lives, if he dies, but back to the story. So, Michael dies, and with that, a legend falls. Alright, so a few minutes later, they find Chris's dead body, and Paul, being a big brother, lets out a scream and cry and just grief, while everybody else is getting attacked by radioactive people. So after a few deaths, after the death of Michael and Paul and Natalie go by, Amanda's the only one left, and is immediately taken out, and, oh crap, not taken out. She gets out of the reactor because they ran into the reactor for some reason. I don't know why. I should have probably written that in the script. So she doesn't die, but she doesn't live either. If that's what okay, so she's gonna die later, but she will live right now. So what happens is she gets out of reactor 4. The military snatches her up, and they take her to a hospital. And they discuss how she was in reactor 4, how they can't let her tell anybody what happens. So they do the stupidest ending. They do the stupidest, most overused ending ever. And they put her inside this dark cellar room. Within it are like tons of radioactive people, and it's just so. It's been overused like a couple of times now. Like, there was that one movie, I can't remember the name, where it was just like this guy had been put into a oh wait, that's what it is. Doctor Who. The guy, the 12th Doctor, no, not the 12th, the 11th Doctor, while they were out in some place, I forgot, but this guy had been put into a room of baby whooping angels as punishment, and so whenever he lit a match, it would light for some time, he'd see the angels, it'd go out, quickly light it, see the angels had moved, quickly light it, this is the last one, see the angels are up to his face now, and then he's dead. Or, well, at least teleported to another location. See, it's not really proven if the baby angels actually kill you or send you to another area. It's just like that one thing where it's like, you don't know what happens. I haven't watched Doctor Who in a while, plus I took it off Netflix. So basically, that was the Chernobyl Diaries. It's pretty short, without the exposition, but that's what makes the movie long, is the exposition. I bet you can cut it down to only the action, and it'll only be like a couple minutes long out of an hour-long movie. Because that's what exposition's for, to provide more minutes like I'm doing right now, so I can reach the 10-minute mark to get my video monetized. So basically that was the Chernobyl Diaries. This has been the first time I've actually used a script. It was poorly made. I'm sorry, guys. I've been working on this for a month, and somehow it's came out poorly. Like, there's spelling errors. I don't know how I don't know how I missed that before. half the script wasn't even finished, so I had to improvise on what I had in memory and what Google told me. So yeah, that was the first time I've ever used a script in the video. If you guys liked it, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comments really boost my motivation to make more videos with good content. So try and like that button so I can know that at least a little bit of people are watching, so I can supply them with good, fresh, succulent content like this. Anyways, guys, that's all the time